Spokesperson Ndileka Cola. Ndileka, good evening and thank you so much for your time. Just, your own initial reflections on what we saw transpire today. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see that video of police opening fire on the people that were just pedestrians who were just walking on the pavement. Did they follow protocol just based on what we are seeing in this video?
Good evening, Cathy, and good evening to your viewers. Indeed, IPID is investigating death as a result of police action, meaning that there's some sort of transgression that is alleged to have been conducted by the police officer, and our investigation is going to do exactly that, Cathy. Is going to establish which sort of laws, which sort of procedures that the police, as they were in that particular scene, that way they transgressed the law as they were discharging their duties.
Have you had an opportunity to see the video, Ndileka?
Definitely, I have seen the video.
What are your impressions of it? What do you think of it?
Well, what I think of the video at this point in time is that it is assisting IPID in the investigation process, because when we do our investigation, we employ various investigative aids. So we need any sort of evidential information that assists us in coming to the conclusion, that assists us in determining what happened in that particular crime scene. So having that sort of information like that video is quite valuable. And I can say that IPID has managed to acquire voluminous evidence today, and we are getting lots of participation from many eyewitnesses, which is very good for our investigation process and is assisting us in ensuring that we speed up the investigation process and ensure that justice is served for the family of the deceased.
So just from what I can see on this video, Ndileka, there doesn't seem to have been any warning to these pedestrians who were going on about their daily business as police started firing shots at them. Have any of these officers been arrested for what has happened today?
At this point in time, there is no police officer that has been arrested as yet. But I want to say that when we conduct our investigation, there's various other aids that we use. The video that you are referring to is one of the valuable aids that we have as IPID. Over and above that, there's postmortem that is going to be conducted, and that postmortem is going to assist us in determining the actual cause of death. And it's going to form part of information that we're going to use in the court of law when we're presenting our evidence.
Why has nobody been arrested? Why has nobody been arrested? There's video footage, as you said, that you've had plenty of other types of video being sent to you as IPID. Why has nobody been arrested?
Because there's a process to follow, Cathy, that IPID has to observe, number one. Number two, there's a particular threshold in terms of the evidence that we have gathered that we need to have. That sort of empowers us to go to the prosecutor and present our evidence. Then they provide, and then they give us some sort of a nod to say you can go ahead and.
So what happens in the interim? So if I understand you correctly, we can see the video footage of officers who are firing indiscriminately into a crowd, right? That's what the video shows us. Nobody has been arrested tonight. Does that mean that these officers could well be the very same officers who are going to continue to watch the protest, not just for tonight, but going into the rest of the week, until such a time that IPID feels that it's got enough evidence to arrest somebody? Is that how things are going to unfold?
It's not a matter of IPID is going to feel that it has got enough evidence. It's a matter of principle. It's a matter of procedures that have to be observed and that have to be followed. And having said that, Cathy, IPID takes these sort of cases very seriously. We don't take lightly our responsibility of doing an oversight of our police officers. We are doing everything within our power to ensure that we are speedily responding and ensuring justice for these families. But we're not going to do a half-cooked job so that we quickly we quickly arrest, because the challenge with that is that also police officers have got rights, as much as there could be human rights that have been violated, including to the death of a person right now. But we have to ensure that we observe the protocols.
So Ndileka, what happens in the interim? Are these police officers, is there a likelihood that these police officers would be the very same individuals who could well be deployed to watch the protest in the coming days should it continue?
Well, Cathy, as I was saying, in our investigation process, we've gathered so much information so far. We are doing the postmortem, we are doing ballistic analysis, and we are ticking all the boxes. And we are ensuring as IPID that in this investigation, we are going to ensure justice for this particular family.
But in the meantime, they can be deployed. In the meantime, the point is that they could be well on the streets of Braamfontein tonight, if not sent back there tomorrow.
Well, I will not be able to speak to that, Cathy, except to say that IPID is very much committed in ensuring justice for the family, and we're doing our best in our investigation.
How many police officers have lost their jobs following investigations that have been done by IPID into the killing of protesters and killing of individuals during protests? What's the number? How many police officers have lost their jobs as a result of that?
Well, there are various police officers, Cathy, that have lost their job. Today, we also had one that has been sentenced for 15 years imprisonment. Speaking to you right now, it was in Pongolo in KZN. All the time we sentence police officers. There's another one in Gauteng. There's lots of them. We have those that are already in custody because IPID arrested them as a result of similar incidences. So IPID is taking this case seriously, and we're doing our best to ensure justice for the family. We will be in constant communication with the public, and we'll ensure that whatever we can do, we will do as IPID to ensure justice.
Do you think it's appropriate that these officers can be allowed to continue with their jobs at this time while a man has lost his life?
I do not want to get into the merits of it being appropriate or not appropriate, Cathy. Safe to say that what we are doing as IPID as our responsibility, because remember, our mandate is to ensure that we investigate, we do our oversight, and we are doing so swiftly. We are doing so as fast as we can to ensure justice and to ensure that there is no further damage or anything to that effect to other people within other civilians, so to say.
IPID spokesperson Ndileka Cola, let's leave it there for tonight. So that's where we are in terms of that process. IPID says it's investigating. In the meantime, those police officers continue with their jobs. We'll continue getting you more reaction after this. Do stay with us.